everybody, and welcome to Something's Wrong with Sunny Day Jack. This game was requested by CR92, I believe. And I'm going to play it. I think I am going to mark it as 18 plus or edit certain content out. I had this game downloaded since October, but I never got around to playing it because it is marketed as 18 plus NSFW content. And that's not something you can upload to YouTube. But we'll try. We'll see where this goes. We'll see if we can do any fancy editing to make it okay. We'll see. We'll see. Let's just play it. That's so freaking cute. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna move my head over here. Okay, I didn't want to cover up this cloud over here. Or any of this stuff by putting my head down here. Oh my god, it's so cute. I freaking love this. Okay. Oh. I pushed space because a lot of times that will advance the dialogue, but sometimes it also removes the dialogue box so you can see the image clearly. Where am I? I don't mean to be rude, but I don't remember seeing a face like yours before. My face? Come to think of it, it's been a while since I've seen anyone at all. I haven't slept in ages. But you, I don't know you. I don't think this is a dream this time. I think you're real, right? I think so. It's okay. You don't need to be scared. Sure, you and I will become fast friends soon enough. But where are my manners? I don't believe I've even caught your name. You do have one, don't you? No. Oh, gross. I accidentally made the A capital. Lane, is that right? Nah. I thought the crayon had changed color for a second. It's so cute! It's a little crayon! Okay. Yes. Oh man, this is just a demo. So I'm gonna try not to get too attached to it, but I'm attached. It's too late. It's nice to meet you, Lane. You don't know what it's been like for me in there. It's been hell. For a second there, I almost thought God had abandoned me. But I'm sure it was all one big mistake. We all make mistakes, even at the best of times. All that matters now is that I have a new friend. And we can spend the rest of forever doing all sorts of fun things together. Okay. The vibes. I'm pretty sure this is supposed to be set in the 80s, and the, 80s vibes are so perfect. It's immaculate. I'm in love. I'm having the best time of my life right now. And we never have to be lonely again. It's so cold in there. And where? Some kind of void place? For as long as I can remember, I've never really been the type of person to go out of their way to relive my childhood. I mean, I had a fine one, I guess, but it really wasn't anything special, and being an adult has its own perks too. That's true. Driving cars and having your own money is pretty nice. I don't think I'd trade it for homework and not being able to open childproof caps. I still can't open childproof caps sometimes. These days, a lot of my friends are having kids or are spending their money on nostalgic things. That's fine for them, I guess, but I don't usually tend to do that kind of thing. I don't make that kind of cash to be able to do that anyway. Have kids or have nostalgic things? I got a tickle on my nose. I don't have kids, but I do get nostalgic things. I have, a birthday bear and a grumpy bear figurine from, I think, the 80s. Sitting on my bookshelf. Those are kind of newish. I like to think I was pretty mature for that reason, at least compared to some people, right? I suppose. You're not blowing your money that you don't have. There's one exception, though. Or, I guess there was one.
Hey, are you there?
Voice acting?
I was just calling to see how you're doing. You haven't answered any of my texts?
Who is this person? Who are you? What's going on?
I know this is my fault. You don't have to be okay. I wouldn't be in your shoes.
What?
But please, let me know you're okay. Still alive, at least.
What's going on? Click. Okay, guess we are totally uninterested in them.
It's me again. You're not posting online anymore. Are things okay? I literally can't tell. Please, message me back when you have the time. Is work going okay? Are you eating?
Are you like a sibling or a parent?
I miss you. I'm worried about
An
you.
ex?
Text me.
Are these voicemails?
You remember when we were kids? You'd be the one to ask my mom if I could sleep over at your place. Because I was too scared to do it myself.
You're afraid to ask your mom? That's sad.
You'll never know how much that meant to me. How much you mean to me. I was the one that made that hard to believe. Wasn't I? I'm gonna fix us. But there's no us without you. And I need you. I'm sorry every day. And I'll be sorry every day of my life.
Okay, I'm starting to get it. Also, I'm being distracted by this sticker because it's glittery, but it's not really glittery. It's like one of those glitter tattoos. I want to see what a glitter tattoo looks like in like 10 years from now. Does anybody have a 10-year-old glitter tattoo that they're willing to send me a picture of? At me on Twitter, I guess.
I can't do it without you. Answer me, please. If you can hear me, answer me.
Answer this dick. I don't know what's wrong with me. Aw. Clingy bitch. I should know better than to hang on to the past. Nostalgic comforts. They never last, and even if it looks the same, it never is. So best to just grow up and move forward. Be strong enough so that when things do change, you're not leaning on them and you can support yourself. Oh, bitch, that's not me. I won't lie. I've been eager to discard these childish things from my life. Almost recklessly so. Maybe that's why I'm here today. haunted by the ambassador of things past. Things simple and colorful and childish. Maybe that's why I'm being haunted by a children's TV show host? What? Like I said, I had this downloaded since October, but I didn't read back over any of the stuff, and I have the memory of a shoe, so I don't remember what this game's about. Sorry.
Good morning, sunshine.
Hi, Jack.
It's time to get up now. Sun's high in the sky, and we wouldn't want to miss out on such a beautiful day, would we?
Cool. I feel him. I feel his weight in the mattress and how the blankets tuck beneath his weight. I don't even need to turn to look. I just know he's there. Like they're there for really reals? Like a ghost, or is this like when you're dreaming and you can't move but you're not fully awake but you think you're awake? What is that? Sleep paralysis, demon? I got there eventually.
Hey now, sleep is good for you, but too much of anything, even sleep, can be bad too. Come on, let's get going.
You're such a nag! But I love you! I'm excited. He's nudging me gently. The feral sleep-deprived part of my brain is telling me to shove him over the side of the bed, but something about how gentle he's pestering me makes me feel bad enough that about that thought to put it aside. That's sweet. Bro, I am not a morning person. I do get grumpy. My husband, like when we go on road trips, we'll usually leave early in the morning, so my husband will have to wake me up. It's time to get up. We gotta go now. And I'll be like, leave me the fuck alone. I'm so sorry about it every time. Just sleep deprived me is so mean. I'll immediately roll over and be like, okay, I'm sorry. Let me pack the car. But like, why is my brain so mean? Stop. Just don't do it in the first place and you have nothing to be sorry about. I throw the blankets over my head and tuck into my cocoon deeper. Oh, cute. I know this is supposed to be like me, but like, this main character is adorable. That's so adorable. I like him. Come on, Jack. Not today. It's Saturday. Saturdays are for sleeping in. I feel him shift slightly, maybe even a little
Saturdays
closer.
can be for lots of other things too, though. Like walks in the park, or trips to the museum. Oh, or even breakfast pancakes?
Are you gonna make me breakfast pancakes? Though personally I prefer waffles, but I will take either. Well then, I have to admit, that's a new one. An intriguing one, too. Pancakes?
Pancakes.
He sounds so happy with himself. Pancakes! Oh my god. What kind?
Blueberry's my specialty, but I can't make them from bed.
You're gonna make me blueberry pancakes? Can I be haunted by a ghost like this, please? Cursed by incurable laziness and insatiable hunger for foods that require actual cooking, it compels me to get out of bed. I agree. Like, even if it's just toast or waffles, I'm just like, ugh. And then I'll just eat like a waffle. A waffle. I meant an apple. Or like a Lunchable. I'm so guilty. I've been trying all of my life not to get in the habit of eating Lunchables. Because I know that it's too easy. And also, it's not healthy. Oh my god. But I'm so into it. And it's not just the Lunchable brand. I use it like you would use Kleenex. I hope you guys know what I mean. Hi, Jack. His belt looks like a clown, but like the eyes are hidden by his shirt. Ooh, music. I sit up and open my eyes. Sure enough, there he is in all his primary colored glory. It's Jack, or I guess his full name is Sunny Day Jack. This is his full image, in case you guys wanted that. Although, I'm pretty sure his first name is Jack. Maybe it's more of an honorary title? Alright. But tell me this. Since when do you make pancakes?
Well, I've never not been able to.
You just did it? Rude. So you can actually cook.
I'm not bad.
He smiles coolly, yet warmly. It's a mature and gentle confidence. I feel my stomach full with butterflies. I haven't felt this happy from being paid attention to from a look since that one camp counselor I had a crush on when I was 12. That's nasty. That's fucked up. That's 7 kinds of fucked up. Why 7? Don't ask me anything. This man thing? I don't know what to call him. He's a strange anomaly to be sure. I can touch him, see him, hear, and feel him. He's as real to me as anyone else, and I notice the morning sun even catches in his hair, like he's as real as I am. And yet, I'm really not sure he is. It all started a few months ago. Oh, flashback time. 84 incident. I'd been looking for clothes at the local thrift shop. You know, as one does with their wardrobe, when their wardrobe consists of 75% stolen and borrowed shirts from their ex. And they're too much of a tightwad to shop for new clothes in an Oh, right. We were speaking to the third person. And they're too much of a tightwad to shop for new clothes in an actual new clothes store. There hadn't been very many quality items on the racks, but while I was there, I decided to pick through the messy shelves in the back. You know, the ones filled with ceramic frogs, old alarm clocks, and bags of puzzle pieces? Fuck yeah, that's my favorite place in all of the thrift store is there. Sometimes I'll check to see if they have any interesting manga in the books. Or any books that catch my eye, because I have a problem with buying books. But other than that, I'm like, we have to check out the knickknacks. That's where it is. I've bought several puzzles from the thrift store, like so many of them. I know one that is missing one piece, but I've gotten lucky a couple of times with them having all the pieces. I wasn't really seeing anything that caught my attention, and that wasn't abnormal. I got a few funny pictures for my socials, and I was content to consider that my entertainment value for the whole trip. Somewhere in my picking and pulling, something must have happened. I remember knocking over a pile of loosely stacked items, sure, but I don't remember the tape falling into my basket. I just remember showing up to the counter, seeing the employee pull it out, and ringing it up, wanting to object, and yet being too nervous to really stop them. I mean, yeah, I would just paid for it. Oops. It was only like a quarter anyways, not really worth the fuss. When I pulled it out later, it looked like your average home movie. Black VHS tape with cracked plastic. If I found like VHS tapes at the thrift store, I think I'd be down to buy them. I think that'd be so cool. I don't have a VHS player though, but I might be able to find somebody who does. Just to borrow it. Or maybe there's like a cheap one somewhere. Just a piece of tape with 84 incident written on the front in faded marker. It could have made for a decent horror movie prop. At the time, I was holding on to some belongings of a friend. He was a big enough nerd and he had a VCR. Before I threw it away, I figured I would see what was on it at least. Oh, so is this not from the 80s? This is from, like, what the fuck is it called? Present day. I think I had more to say, but I lost it. Before I threw it away, I figured I'd see what was on it at least. Like I said, though, that was a few months ago. I don't remember what was on the tape. I must have been really tired or something because I blacked out. I can't remember anything about it, and the tape doesn't seem to work anymore. But since I woke up that one day, Sunny Day Jack has just been here. From what I've been able to glean, he's connected to the tape. He often references his friends, the Sunny Time crew. A few times I was tempted to think a crazed man had just come into my apartment and started living here. Fair. But then I made a few observations that led me to believe maybe, just maybe, I was just going insane. They were having me do a lot of unpaid overtime, so it was a logical conclusion at the time. But over time, I began to also gather more data. First things first, only I can see him. At work, at the store, everywhere I go, not a single other person has been able to see him. Interesting. I'm the only one who could touch him, and everyone else seems to conveniently exist around him. Secondly, he doesn't show up in mirrors, reflections, anything like that. He's a vampire, so I've begun to think he's more of a ghost, or maybe even a specter of some kind. And maybe I'm just being haunted by the ghost of a clown or something. Any attempts to ask the internet about him have remained fruitless. Nobody seems to know anything about a Sunny Time crew or Cloudy Town. Cloudy Town, I love it. Even if he willingly offers up answers to any questions I can ask, I can only ask so many questions before I can barely make sense of what he's saying. It's like he came from another planet sometimes. It's usually quite frustrating. But today, it's not so bad, because I don't care what he is. Whatever he is something that can make me pancakes, and that means pancakes for me that I don't have to make. Touché. Before I know it, I'm up and out of the bathroom, mouth tasting freshly of toothpaste and mouthwash. I really hope he isn't planning on serving pancakes with orange juice. I mean, it's not that bad. Orange juice tastes like vomit anyway. I entered the kitchen, and to my half surprise and half not, there he is, mixing a bowl of pancake batter. The dishes in the sink are neatly stacked, and there's not even a mess. He's actually been cleaning up as he cooks. Whatever outlook on life has made him the kind of person who could do that, I wish I had it too. He turns to the stove and ladles out a healthy dollop of batter, speckled with round plump blueberries. When did I even buy blueberries? Then he turns back to me and grins.
Look at you, all fresh-faced and starry-eyed. Ready to tackle the day?
Could you imagine living with somebody like that? I have serious depression. So existing is difficult. Getting up at all is difficult. And I'm trying to figure out if I would be more annoyed by somebody like this, just in my bubble, or if I would be, like, entertained and enthused, you know? I'm trying to figure it out. I'm not sure still. Maybe?
That was a trick question. No morning is complete without a nice breakfast. Gotta put some fuel in that tank before you can get all revved up.
Ha! Actually, I think I know somebody like this. Now that I'm thinking on it, I think I know somebody like this. He talks so enthusiastically about being healthy. Usually people like this are annoying, but something about the way he does it makes me feel fuzzy inside, and I actually want to do it? It feels attainable and reasonable, and like it comes from a place of genuine concern for my well-being. What is this man?
Are you okay?
No. Huh. As I jump as I return from the realm of warm fuzzies and back to reality. Why does my nose tickle again? Oh, yeah, I'm fine. I'm not used to having someone around who cares about that kind of stuff, that's all. His gaze softens.
Well, you'd better get used to it, because I'm not going anywhere.
Okay, Jack. And with that, the cakes are plated and breakfast is served. It was only 3 cakes, but afterwards I'm stuffed to the brim. Oh yeah, pancakes are very filling. Jack mentioned something about them being made with love, but I don't see how that equates to them being more filling. It strangely does make sense though. Cleanup is quick, and I help some as thanks for the meal. As I put the last dish away, I stop and glance at the clock on the wall. Wow, it's really only 8:30? It feels like it should be noon.
That would be the beauty of starting the day nice and early dawning on you.
Ah. Oh. Oh. Oh, that was bad. Oh.
Sorry, I know. But you have to admit, it got at least a little bit of a rise out of you.
Fuck off! That's terrible! You're terrible!
Well, you know why they call me Sunny Day Jack?
Huh. No, but I'm scared to ask any further.
Because I've got jokes for days.
Oh my god. The face. I've never felt more betrayed in my life.
Aw, don't be like that.
I give him a playful shove, and we get our giggles out. It all feels so natural and healthy and wholesome. It's like he's my best friend. Am I really getting attached to this guy? Now I know I must be going crazy. Still, I say nothing about that as I flop onto the couch. If I can't sleep, then at the very least I'll enjoy some morning vegging out. Is there anything on the TV? I turned on the TV and started flipping through channels. I see Jack staring from the doorway wistfully, like a puppy looking for an invitation. I give the seat next to me a pat. I got up and ate your breakfast. Now I get to do something unhealthy as a treat.
Well, if I've taught you moderation, I'll consider that my good deed for the day and oblige you.
He very much seems like a kids show host. And then just like that, I'm sat next to a retro clown man. Nice. I don't think too much about what's on TV. In the corner of my eye, he's still there. Still real. Still not a dream. It's weird. But I can't deny that the company is nice. He's nice. Really nice. I find myself compelled further to lean against him. Boop. I fall against him awkwardly. He feels like falling into a perfectly me-sized baseball mitt.
Hi there, friend.
This is some gay shit. Howdy. Wait, is it like a howdy? Is it like a howdy? Howdy's nuts. Oh, no, I'm sorry. He's warm and soft and firm. His shoulders are nice.
You getting comfy there?
Oh my god. The balls of this character to just like cozy up to somebody. Maybe.
Aw, I didn't know it was cuddle time. Let's make this even comfier, huh?
He shifts around and before I know it, I'm lying head on his chest. Oh, wow, okay. I feel myself torn between wanting to freeze up and wanting to melt. I feel so protected? What is this witchcraft? Stop flirting with me, Jack! I can't take it! Oh, man. He looks down at me with those dark, soft eyes.
Is this okay?
Aw, he's unsure of himself! He's always been so confident! What a cutie patootie. Yeah.
I'm glad.
Bro, it's only 8 o'clock in the morning. Why are we so gay right now? He's so close now. His smile is so sincere.
What? Do I have something on my face?
He doesn't. I'm looking at all of his face. As weird as it sounds, my mind is loopy with comfort. I feel so protected and cared for. I feel loved. I want to do something. Kiss him or don't make it weird. Bro, it's already so fucking gay right now. Can I save? Is that an option? I can't save. Listen. You know what has to be done. I am going to not be okay. This is... I am... Why is it so dark in here? Okay, hopefully that's better. Anyway, yeah. I'm so awkward. I'm sorry. Ew! Ew! I don't want to see that. I'm covering it. I'm not looking at that. Don't sigh in my ear, you nasties. Oh, okay, he stopped. Drooling, I mean. The way he says it sends a surge down my spine. It was my name. Oops. I should have named our character something else, because this is more awkward this way. Hung onto him like this, I feel my hips grow heavy against his body. Never mind, I did know that this was 18 plus. I'm stupid. Okay. Is he pouting? Jack stops. It's my cell phone. I want to break it in half like a chocolate bar when I pull it out of my pocket and see that it's my boss.
Hey there!
I have to compose myself before I open my mouth, or else I might really hurt his feelings. Yes, sir?
I am so sorry to call you like this, but how quickly can you get down here?
You didn't even ask me if I'm okay to come down there. What do you mean?
Well, Carol just called in sick and nobody's gonna be here if she's gone. And it's a Saturday, so, well, you know how people are. They're gonna want yogurt on Saturdays.
Of course! Saturday is yogurt day. Do we work at a froyo?
Can you get down here in 30? I have to run some errands today, so I can't stay around.
Ugh. I want to scream. But I like having money more than I like looking for a job. Yes, sir.
Great. Thanks for being a team player. See you then.
More like a wop. Welcome, Matt. Wop. A wop. Wow. Gross! Gross! I didn't mean to do that. I'm stupid. I'm sorry.
Well, it's a good thing we got you breakfast when we did.
I feel embarrassed. I feel like I just had my mom walk in on me and my crush, and I feel mournful for the lost moment. But all appears not to be as lost as I think when Jack takes my hand and kisses my wrist. God, it's so silly, but why do I turn to putty when he does?
Come on, let's get out there and tackle this day. You won't be alone, I promise.
How nice would it be to just always have somebody around? I am codependent. It's a problem, honestly. Right. Nobody can see him. I feel a bit better about it all. Thank you, Jack. I don't know.
What you would do without me?
Yeah. He smiles. Bright as ever. Like a best friend I've had for years.
That's what I'm here for.
That's pretty sweet. If I didn't know that this is a horror visual novel, I would be so happy and like living my best life, but I'm like really afraid of where this is going. Especially based off of the warnings at the beginning. Those kind of frighten me a little. It's full on raining when I get to the front door. Because why not? The clouds must have rolled in earlier, but I hadn't noticed that until I'd gotten outside. And by then it was too late to run all the way back up to my apartment, unlock the door, grab an umbrella, lock the door again, and run back down. I figured if I was fast, I could book it. My job wasn't much more than, 10 minutes away? You're gonna be soaked. If I ran and stuck to staying beneath the trees and awnings, I'd be okay. I was wrong. Yeah. I was so foolish and wrong. I fling open the door to Popov's Big Top Yogurtopia with enough strength to make a bear envious. It's one of those, cookies from the game. What flavor is that? What flavor is that? Cinnamon, for sure. Sweet Sanctorium.
There you are. I was starting to wonder if you'd ever show up.
Bro, it's been 15 minutes. I will kill this man. Yeah, sorry, you kind of caught me on my day off, you know. I wasn't exactly expecting this. He looks at me deftly, like he can't fathom how that and weather like this could affect my arrival time.
Well, you're here now. That's all that matters.
True story. What a flippant change of
Why don't
tone.
you go freshen up and I'll leave you to do your thing. Again, I am so sorry to inconvenience you like this.
No, you're not. You're literally not. Oh my god, I literally just quit my job working at a place that treated me exactly the same way. And so I'm so frustrated. More so than normal.
I would have loved to give you more of a heads up, but, you know, Carol really should have called me sooner, too. If you think about it, we're both caught up in this.
Fuck you.
I had to come in on my day off, too, you know. Oh, well.
Somehow, I don't feel like we're on the same level of inconvenience. I reluctantly head to the back, shake myself off, and throw on the garish circus-themed apron that completes my employee ensemble. The irony of it all, hallucinating a clown and then going to work dressed like one. I was thinking the same thing! It's kind of funny. At least they don't make you wear the nose anymore. Not after an employee had an allergic reaction to the materials they were made of. Oh, shit. Honestly, I wouldn't make them wear it because specifically, like, it just sits there. Like, I've worn a clown nose. It kind of pinches and sits there. So it could come off super easy and into the froyo. Rest in peace, Angela. Oh, she died! Rip. Before long, I settle into my spot at the counter and my boss heads on out. I smile stiffly. I almost hope he sees how reluctant I am to do so. Got it. Bye. He can't leave soon enough. With the tink of the doorbell, he's gone, and then it's just me in the rain. And Jack. Me, the rain, and Jack. There you go. Well, it looks like I'm gonna be stuck here for a while. Are you sure you don't, have anything else you'd rather be doing? It feels weird to have him just there, standing there and not able to do anything really. I want to feel bad, but what else can I do? Send him home? Have him wait for me there? He perches on the counter next to me, cheerfully though. It washes away some of my worry.
And leave you all by yourself? What kind of a friend would I be if I did that?
He seems back to his chipper self. His chipper, naive self. Now that the rushing and the rain and all that has passed, I find my mind drifting back to the strangely intimate moment that happened not even an hour earlier. My cheeks begin to burn as I realize and remember. Did that really happen? I think it did. He was so warm, and for a second, maybe more, I needed him. What would have happened if my boss hadn't called? I see him now, looking so kindly and innocent. My blood is hot and cold in my veins at the same time.
It's okay, you know.
What? What's up, Jack? It's okay to what?
It's okay to feel that way about someone.
Don't bring feelings into this. I don't know how to deal with emotions. You're stressing me out. You're making me feel weird. Feel what way?
To like having them around and to want them, it's very normal.
Want?
Sometimes you'll meet people in your life who are very special to you, and you'll like being around them, and you'll want to be around them a lot. It's nothing to be afraid of. That feeling is called love.
Bro, are you parenting me right now? You know how, when a kid grows up with, a really unhealthy childhood, they have to, relearn some stuff? I had to learn how to communicate effectively with the people around me. Because growing up did not teach me how to do that. So I had to learn it as an adult. Is that what's happening right now? Is Jack a manifestation of having to learn these kinds of things? Don't wink at me, bitch. Love! He chuckles nonchalantly. Like he didn't just drop the L word. Like he didn't just... I feel my chest get tight. I sputter. Dude, you can't just... Wait, do you even know what that word means?
Love? Of course I know what love is, silly.
This is very well written, honestly. I really appreciate that.
Love is when someone and you just fit. It's like having a best friend who you want to be friends with forever. It's special and it makes you feel good in your heart.
That is a very child-friendly way of putting it. But it works. Okay, so you do know.
Mm-hmm. Understanding feelings isn't always easy, but that's why I'm here. I can help you understand them.
Are you my therapist? I am not feeling love.
No?
I would not be able to say that to his face. Oh, look at him. He's so shocked. Absolutely not. And even if I was, what would I be loving? It's not like I like anybody.
Do you love me?
I had to stop myself from being winded by the bluntness of his question. I can't, you can't just ask that. Can you just ask that? He just stands there looking cool as a cucumber, looking like he didn't just drop a bomb on me while staring expectantly. Yeah, what are our emotions? How dare you, Jack, bring emotions into this? That's weird and unpleasant. I don't deserve this kind of treatment. What do I even say to that?
If you do, it's okay. Love is a good feeling to have. Why wouldn't I want you to feel it?
No, I'm not learning life lessons from a horny game right now. I am not. I really did stop and think, like, wait a second. Yeah, actually, it's fine to love somebody who doesn't love you or who you don't know if they love you, because, like, what harm is there? It's just a good thing. It's just... There is no negatives. Especially if you're not expecting anything out of it. Because, like, one-sided is totally fine. I'm not learning life lessons from this game right now. Love is a strong feeling, more like. It's complicated. And it means a lot more than feeling good.
It's complicated sometimes, that is true. It's not always easy to understand all at once because of that. You're very smart. I'm glad you understand these things. I trust you if you say that it's not. But if you think it is, you can tell me. I'll be here for you either way. I just want what's best for you.
That's so sweet. Also, the song is a jam. What's best for me? Is this really what's best for me? I almost shudder at the thought. I don't feel like I really deserve that kind of attention, you know? It doesn't feel natural to have somebody just ask you to consider that. But it feels good, too. Oh my god, why do we get so many phone calls? My phone rings. Today, answering phones as they ring seems to be a dud choice, and I really shouldn't be answering my phone on the clock. Then again, I'm alone, and it's freaking storming outside. Who's gonna come eat frozen yogurt at this time of day in this weather? Not a single person, that's who. Jack looks at me expectantly. I just kind of meekly shrug. I should answer this. You just want to escape the conversation. That's so funny. I love the look that Jack has right now. It's so cute. Just like a, but not really a actually upset face. Just kind of like, I mean, I technically shouldn't, but...
Hey, it's okay. I'll be right here, okay?
Oh my god! You don't want to know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of... Oh, I can't remember them. Their names. But there's this couple who upload like TikToks and YouTube shorts. Who... The girl has played a couple of different pranks on, I think her fiance. Things like she broke his computer screen. Or his camera, his really expensive camera. And every time that he does, he's always like, oh, okay. And then he just moves on and he encourages her and he tells her that it's okay. And it's just like, that's so fucking wholesome. I'm gonna kill myself. I don't know how people exist like that. And if somebody like that existed near me, I don't know what I would do. I think I would want to put them into a tiny bubble and keep them. They are precious. They deserve to be sheltered. Does that make any sense? Hey, it's okay. Oh, right. Okay. He almost seems to be granting me permission again, and I accept once he bequeaths this blessing upon me. What is this? Calendar? Oh, is this the uniform? I was wondering what it looked like. It is kind of clownish, huh? I pop... Okay, let's just make sure you guys could see it. You can, kinda. Like, this is the apron, the bottom of it. There's no top of it. It's folded over a hook. I pop into the back room real quick. There's a part of the kitchen where the cameras don't reach, and everybody knows about it. Usually it's used for sorting and chopping yogurt toppings or making out with coworkers. That's a thing anybody would do on the clock? What the heck? That's too intense, man. On the clock? I get shitting on the clock, but making out on the clock? That's unusual. I'd say a phone call isn't the worst thing that's happened here, so it's probably alright, right? Yellow?
Hello? You actually picked up.
We should check caller ID. Yeah. And also, do not answer any phone calls from your boss on your days off. Unless you're a manager, you don't have to do that. Literally, just ignore them. It's okay. What are they gonna do? Punish you for having a day off? No. Fuck. My blood runs cold when I realize the Pandora's box I've just opened. Shit. I can't hang up now, can I? Maybe I could break my phone, throw it on the ground, or crush it with my hands. Stupid. I was so stupid. I was happy and stupid, and I completely forgot about him. Ian?
Yeah. It's me. Shit. Sorry. I haven't heard your voice in so long.
Yeah, this is stressing me out. I don't know what kind of trauma he's inflicted on our main character here, but I don't like him!
Are you okay?
No! I'm fine. I said, you know, like a liar. What are you doing calling me right now? I'm at work. You really shouldn't be.
I know. I didn't actually think you'd pick up this time.
And don't make a hobby of calling people you don't think are going to pick up. I can hear bell chimes and people in the background. They're muffled, but he's definitely not at home. Where are you?
I'm at the airport. It's actually why I wanted to talk to you.
Please tell me that you're going home and not that you're coming here.
Consider me lucky, I guess. That you answered, I mean.
I didn't actually mean to, you know.
I'm not surprised.
Rip. I'm still mad at you.
I know.
We can't keep doing this. I'm trying to move on. I don't need this in my life right now.
Move on? You're moving on?
This guy seems like a jerk.
You're not seeing anyone new, are you?
Okay, he seems like a creeper. That's none of your business, is it?
Kind of is. I want it to be. Look, I'm about to fix all of this. I promise.
Bro, I don't even know what this is. I don't think you really can.
I'm going to try anyway. I've known you for how long now? I've known that. This is worse than anything we've been through. And it's 100% my fault.
What happened? I'm so curious.
But please, don't throw me out yet. Even if I deserve it.
If you know you deserve it, then just leave it alone, bitch. What the fuck? This makes no sense.
You're what I want. And you're all that I want. I'll be there to show you soon.
I knew it. This fucking creeper is coming here. It makes sense from an abusive perspective. No real logical person who has an actual heart would do this to somebody. If you do this, you're a creeper. Stop it. Get some help. Talk to a therapist. Go over this in therapy. They're going to tell you not to because it's not reasonable. Bye, Ian. Click. Okay. I need a second. Leaning against the cold stainless steel counter, I feel about to crumble. I was doing so well to forget.
Are you okay?
Jack. Shit. This is worse. This is worse because based on the game's title, something's wrong with Sonny DeJack. Something bad's gonna happen. He's gonna be the cause of it. He's a spooky ghost creature, demon thing. Who fucking knows? But him, like, constantly being there for us when we need somebody is going to make it harder to discern when he starts doing something shitty. This is like love bombing. That's what's happening right now. And I don't like it. But also I can't help but fall for it. Fuck! Shit. I don't want him to see me like this. I hastily wiped my eyes of all the leakage and tried to straighten up. Yeah, I'm fine. I'm okay.
You shouldn't lie. It's not good for you. That, and you're also not very good at it either. I'm sorry.
I stifle a chuckle of my own. It's not a lie. It just hasn't happened yet. Give me a bit. I'll be okay. That seems to make Jack feel a little better.
All right, I'll take your word for it. But, you know, I like hearing your truths. They make you, you. And I'm telling the truth when I say, I'll be here for you whether you're okay or not.
Who's the voice actor? I feel like I'm gonna go stalk this guy on social media.
I'm not going anywhere.
Thanks, Daddy. Why did I say that? What's wrong with me?
You can trust me.
The softness of his gaze is almost enough to melt me. But when he caresses my cheek supportively, my heart jumps into my throat. I felt so bad for so long. I almost feel guilty how he seems to make it all just disappear. How I think maybe I might just... No, something isn't right about this. I feel for him, but something about this is too good. I won't use him as a bandage to cover up the feelings I don't want to feel, and so soon after Ian...
What's wrong? Did I do something? You seem upset.
Oh. Poor baby. Doesn't even know. Has flu for brains. Poor cutie. Jack's hold lingers, even tightening a small bit, but I gently take his hands into mine and away from my face. You're fine. I'm just dealing with a lot right now.
I can help you then. Just tell me what you want. What you need.
He looks like a kicked puppy now. I hate to rebuff him, especially with how intimate things got earlier, but I haven't heard Ian's voice in so long. I don't feel very good right now. Good, a customer. Nice type. I hear the front door open. Customers, probably. We aren't scheduled for any health inspections that I know of. I shove my phone in my pocket and shake off the dampened mood. No time to feel sorry for myself. Corporate capitalism demands mandatory smiles. Oh, the music's back. Cool. When I get out onto the floor, I see 3 guys idling around the yogurt dispensers. It's 3 guys. Normal guys. As per company policy, I am duty-bound to greet them. Welcome one, welcome all to Popov's Big Top Yogurtopia. It's so lame. I pray to every and any and all gods that they're so preoccupied looking at frozen yogurt flavors that they've preemptively tuned me out. I can't talk to Jack when there are people around, lest I look insane, so our conversation is set aside for the moment. Good. Because I need a moment to think. Firstly, the audacity of Ian to call like that. I know he didn't mean it, but I feel tricked. But secondly, after all this time, is this love? Does Jack really make me feel whole all on his own? Or is this just a hallucination too? Is this even real? Do I want to love a hallucination? Would it be so bad? It's not hurting anyone and he has to be real, right? He made me pancakes and then I feel warm and molten to my core thinking about what it could be like. Nobody seems interested in me right now, and I know I'm not interested in anybody else. He already sleeps with me. It's all been harmless up till now, but how deep does this go? How deep could it go? Winky face. Am I really considering loving a ghost thing? Oh my god, I'm considering it enough to ask if I am. This is so far from where I thought I'd be right now. This surprised me. I thought Jack had like a... I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you, customer. I thought Jack had like a sudden change in style.
Please. I mean...
One of the guys, the real guys, sets down the last of 3 cups of frozen yogurt on the scale. Oh, yeah, sure. I get fussing with the register. I weigh them out. I get a piece of plastic, swipe it, I give it back, and that's the end of that. Thank you. I wave as the customer's friends prepare to leave, but the one guy lingers.
You work here, right?
No. I look at my name tag jokingly. Well, I did just ring you up.
Cool.
He hums and haws a bit before grabbing his cup and leaving. Weird, but over at least. Hopefully they'll be first and last for the day. Sigh. The rain continues to waterfall outside the windows. Some might even say it was raining cats and dogs. The drum of the downpour is almost soothing in the stock stillness of the empty store. But I'm still on the clock, and that means there's no time to sit in an emotionally cryptic trance. Not when there's walnuts to chop and problems to ignore.
So, who's Ian?
Fair question, honestly. Excuse me?
Ian. You mentioned him earlier, right?
We were seated on the couch again, work done and over with and shop closed up for the night. I was tucked into Jack's form once again, polishing off a box of takeout I'd grabbed on my way home. It was a rough day, and contrary to popular media, takeout is actually a treat. I don't remember bringing him up with you, did I? Jack doesn't say anything. He looks thoughtful, maybe even worried. Did I ever tell Jack about Ian? Now that I thought about it, the subject really hadn't come up formally, which is a bit odd considering Ian's room remained mostly undisturbed and right across the hall from my own. So not a partner? Question mark? It was the same as it had always been, minus what he took with him when he moved to a fancy performing arts school in another state. I hadn't been in there since the breakup. Okay, whatever. It doesn't matter. We're dating. Okay, they just had different rooms, for whatever reason. But Jack had never wondered either?
You seemed really unnerved today. This Ian, he's the one who hurt you today, wasn't he?
It's a fair question, since he's worried. Not hurt. I pushed my food around the box, almost defensive by force of habit. Well, not today.
I've never seen you like that. You've always been so happy with me.
Is this another way to manipulate me? No, that's not always been the case. When he got here, I was a mess. He just came at the right time is all.
Remember what I told you? About other people?
What? What do you mean?
You're very special, but sometimes, I don't know, I do worry about you.
What? Worry?
People like him. Do you really think he's worth all this pain? What does he provide you to make all this worth it?
Okay. Interesting. I feel like it's not his place to be asking these questions though, so I'm a little, taken aback, I guess. That's not a simple answer.
He never has to hurt you again. I can make sure of it.
Are you gonna murk him?
Would you like me to make him go away for you?
What's with that look on your face? It's kind of scaring me, honestly. I feel my spine turn to jelly the way he says it. Maybe my head isn't on right, but he has no idea how nice that sounds. It feels even better as one of his hands begins to firmly grasp and almost massage my shoulder, while the other snakes down my arm and takes my hand sweetly into his. I never want to think about these conflicting feelings ever again. Wouldn't it be funny if I could just erase these thoughts? Me and Ian? Walking to school together in the snow? Our first dance? Moving here even? Coming to this place to be together only for him to move away to his fancy college and... I see what happened.
You don't miss him, do you?
I don't know the guy. Gets it.
Oh, sunshine.
Oh, could you imagine being called Sunshine? That's so sweet.
He's really fooled you, hasn't he? He promised you the moon and all the stars. And I bet he did it so well.
I see through this, but I can understand why the main character doesn't. But also, I'm very upset about it.
But what did it all amount to in the end?
Sorry, I was playing with a piece of plastic. I shouldn't have been.
He doesn't love you. He can't love you.
Why not?
Nobody who can do what he's done to you knows what love even is.
Oh, okay, I see. Aww. Jack squeezes my hand, punctuating his words with soft affirmation.
If he's what's holding you back from being truly happy with someone who loves you...
Are you saying you love me, Jack?
maybe it would just be better if I did something about it.
Could you imagine having some clown ass, red nose ass, fluffy blue hair ass dude. Just like being so firmly in your corner. I don't know why, it's just so silly to me. But also at the same time, it's like amazing.
Would you like that, sunshine?
I feel my lungs growing short of air, the way his hot breath feels against my ear and shoulder. I end up having to choke back a huge sigh-like breath, but it comes out more like an audible shudder. It's so warm now. Warm and foggy and hazy. I don't want to think right now. I don't know if I could. I can't help but think. Maybe it would be better if he could just take control of our body? Is that how he made pancakes?
Rise and shine, sleepyhead.
Oh no.
Come on, you've got work today, you know. I know that's not an ideal way to start the day, but let's get up and get ahead of it anyways.
I'm gonna try and play dead, I think. Been there, yeah. Maybe if I pretend I'm not alive, he'll give up and let me sleep in. I'll quit my job later. Maybe run away with a circus. It's a great idea. Yes.
Oh, you're not going to be stubborn about this today, are you? First you steal my jacket. Now you won't get up so I can at least have it back?
I have his jacket.
What am
Aw.
I going to do with you?
His jacket? He's naked! I thought he was wearing like a shirt and a vest, but I guess I stole all of his clothes. Whoops. Upon closer, unconscious inspection, I realize that my blanket is a lot heavier than normal. It feels like it's made of something plush and satiny. I open my eyes. Sitting on the bed beside me, looming over me like a big, dumb, sappy tree, is Jack. He looks down almost adoringly. My heart flutters as he chuckles. He caresses my cheek gently in the world's worst yet most comforting wake-up barrage.
Hi there.
Okay, I was just double-checking to make sure you guys can see okay. Hi? I stopped to realize that I'm in bed, but I don't actually remember going to bed. All I remember was eating takeout on the couch and then...
You dozed off, so I figured I'd help you out a little. I hope that was okay. I
Sure,
didn't want
Jack.
your back to hurt when you woke up. Couches aren't for sleeping, you know.
Oh, okay, Jack.
But you seemed so snuggly with the jacket, I couldn't take it away. You've got quite the grip there.
I want to tell him to put some clothes on, but I know I have his clothes. But it's disrespectful. Love that his nips are like casually censored by this bar. I realized that the jacket, which in hindsight is huge, is draped over me like a shawl. Oh, I'm sorry. You want it back, right?
Only because we have to get you dressed for today. Otherwise, I promise I'm not mean like that.
He would wander around without clothes on for me. That's nice.
You seemed cold.
The jacket is very warm. Sleepy me has good taste. I remove the jacket from my body and return it to him. It's really heavy, so I need to use both arms when handing it over. He puts it on and poses reflectively. His signature piece, returned to him once more. But he's really bad at keeping a straight face about it. He snickers to himself before giving a little bow.
Thank you.
He's very polite about the whole affair. Wait, let me see. Okay, so... Well, I don't know, it still looks like a vest. Like, this is shirt, and this is shirt. And then this is his vest. So why was he naked? I don't know. I can't help but laugh a little, too. But when he extends his hand to take mine, helping me out of bed, it's like a pumpkin coach. I feel special, and the butterflies kick up again.
So,
So,
you've got this today, right?
is that his tongue? Aww. Also, I really love his eyebrows. They're so expressive. It's amazing. I freaking adore the way his eyebrows are drawn. The art style kind of reminds me of the art style of the artist who did my icon / outro art. Prince of Mince. Or, I think, Zachary Jack. What a coincidence. I was trying to remember if it was actually Zachary Jack, and I think it is. His determination is strong but kind. I think I want to follow his lead. Yeah. We've got this.
That's the spirit.
Aww.
Let's start off with something to eat and get you ready to go.
Double yeah. That's so funny. The walk to work isn't anything particularly special. The weather is nicer though, and it's not raining. Today actually might be a good day after all. The day goes by pretty quickly. Traffic is somehow less than it was the day before, but I don't complain because that means plenty of time by myself yet again. I mean, it's a Sunday. Conveniently, nobody else seems to have been called in to replace the missing employee who's still out sick. Understaffing sucks. Why do I have to be the one to pick up the slack? Yep.
So, question.
That's such a cute way to start a conversation. I'm dead. Shoot.
Do you have a favorite flavor?
Your mom. Of yogurt?
Yeah.
Not that I can think of off the top of my head. I get this stuff for free. I'm pretty much over it now.
I can see that.
I don't think I'd be over it. I'm problematic that way. If it was free, bro, I'd be getting one every day I worked. Where I worked, we got 50% off of pizza. But, like, it still costs, like, $10, $15 for a pizza. Ah, I can see that. Oh, no, he said that.
Alright, well then if you've had so much of it, that makes you an expert in yogurt, right?
Okay. I suppose so. Yes, I am the yogurt god.
Okay then, you're the yogurt god.
Bow to my creamy awesomeness and quiver in fear at my low-fat dairy-based content. As well as my non-dairy options too. Jack watches me speechless, obviously in awe. Before he speaks, that is.
Alright, then let's play a little game. Make me a yogurt using all your yogurt know-how, and let's see how much you've learned about me.
Oh.
If you really wow me, I'll give you a prize.
Ooh. What kind of prize?
The best kind of prize is a surprise.
Ah. Ugh, fine. I grab a cup. I've got my eyes on this clown. I'll knock his socks off with the world's best cup of yogurt. Do we actually get to make it? Oh! Alright, the world's best cup of yogurt needs yogurt first. What kind am I going with? For Jack? Cake batter. Look at it, it's all sparkly! This one seems nice and festive, and the sprinkles in it remind me of Jack. I think he'll appreciate this one. Alright, yogurt is picked out. Now we need to pick a sauce. Rum sauce, strawberry, cotton candy. We're going full clown theme. A cotton candy infused with white chocolate, huh? It's blue. Very blue. Baby blue. But it looks pretty and smells sweet. This will go nicely alongside the other mountains of sugar in the cup. Alright, all that's left are the toppings. Gotta make this count. Sprinkles, clearly. Rainbow sprinkles? Is it even froyo without rainbow sprinkles? Shut up and get in the cup, you tasteless sugar bits. I need you to make this aesthetic AF. This is the best! Wait, is this the... No, okay, I thought that was the menu for a second. For a second. Alright, there we go. One yogurt cup filled to the brim with tasty toppings and creams. If he doesn't like this, I will cry. I'm just gonna die. Alright, there we go. One yogurt cup filled to the brim with tasty toppings and creams. Finished. I call back to Jack, who pops around inquisitively.
Hey, that looks pretty good. You're quite the chef, huh?
I told you, I'm a yogurt god.
I believe you, Sunshine. Don't worry.
Don't call me Sunshine, it's too cute. Jack spoons around the concoction. He's very careful to keep it in the bowl.
All right, I trust you. Let's see how you did.
He takes a bite. He seems to roll the yogurt over his tongue thoughtfully. A small smile creeps onto his face, and he almost hesitates to remove the spoon from his mouth. No, he didn't like it!
Well, now that's an impressive cup of yogurt.
Good enough for a prize? He takes another bite.
It's good, but it's missing something.
Okay, give me a second. Okay, I was thinking about going back and trying to get the correct thing, but this is just the demo, so if we do end up playing the full game, that would be the time that we try to get everything right. So I'm just gonna leave it as is. What? Are you serious?
Yep, definitely missing something.
Ugh, no fair! He takes a final bite, making sure to lick the spoon clean.
I don't make the rules, Sunspot.
Sunspot? But you actually do, though!
Right, I do. Well, better luck next time then. You were really close.
Dang. I fold my arms and glare at him.
Oh, I'm sorry. How about I share some with you? Would that make it better?
At least he's honest. He's kind and honest. That's kind of nice. Maybe. He scoops up a dollop and gestures it towards me.
Open wide.
I hesitate out of stubbornness, but now I'm curious. I take a bite. It's okay. The mishmash of flavors is a bit odd, though. Tastes like something you make when you're 9 and it's your first time picking out toppings all on your own. Overall, I have failed.
You know, sharing is nice when it's with you. But I won't lie.
He's pushy.
I've never shared a spoon with someone before.
I don't know what to say to you on that.
Is it weird that makes me feel a little happy?
I don't know. Oh my god. The animes? They warned me about this. Oh, indirect kisu.
It's almost like
Ah.
an indirect kiss of some sort?
But we've done an actual one. You take that back.
What? What did I say?
You know what you said.
What? What? I really don't, I swear.
I tease him for a bit. He teases back. The banter is nice, and it feels good to connect with him so casually. It's like we've known each other forever. This is so comfortable. I really enjoy spending time like this with him. My thoughts are interrupted by a customer at the door. Oh boy, here we go. Welcome one, welcome all to Papa's Big Top Yogurtopia. One day I'll get it right. That's still the worst thing I've ever been paid to do in my life. Oh, it's this guy again.
I know. I was here yesterday.
Welcome back. Oh, wait, yeah. This guy does look familiar.
You still work here?
Barely. Not because I wanna. I'm here and in uniform, same as last time.
Cool. Cool.
This guy is so awkward. He seems to hover near the counter. He doesn't seem interested in yogurt. I hope he doesn't ask for cookies. I haven't restocked the little shelves today, and I don't know where the box cutter is. And I don't want to ask.
You got a boyfriend?
We all knew this was coming. I see. This is where this is going. What do you mean?
You know, like a boyfriend.
No, I don't. I don't know. I don't know whether to be flattered this is happening or terrified that this is happening. I'm gonna go with terrified for now. Well, I mean, Shit. What do I say? What am I supposed to do?
You can say yes if you want to.
I've been waiting for the spookiness to happen. Also, this is the first time we've ever seen our character. Wow! I don't... Look at the way he's leaning over like this. It's intimidating. I think it's meant to be. But dang!
I don't mind, you know.
The way he says it is almost like a whisper in my ear. Uncharacteristically of him. It's like the cherub sweet voice of a devil on my shoulder.
Think about it. What this could mean for us.
What?
Do you want to say yes?
Oh, I'm stupid. I figured it out. Never mind.
If you want to say yes, you can. It doesn't even have to be a lie. I'll be whatever you want me to be for you. I did promise I'd never leave you, right?
I can't even stop to look at Jack. I can't acknowledge him without looking outwardly weird, but he's very much there standing behind me. Is this a leap I dare to take? Cool, of course it's left up to me. I'm gonna say yes because I'm so fucking curious, even though I know this is a bad idea. Yeah, I think I will. I lean into my emotions, as small as they may seem. Yeah. Got like little floofs stuck to my pants. I'm messing with them. Yeah, I do. Sorry.
Oh, man. That sucks.
He hangs his head a little and just walks off. I mean, I don't know what he was expecting.
I'm proud of you.
Don't. Stop it. Knock it off. I feel a soft, firm hand rest around me.
Hey, that was a lot. I understand. You did so good, though.
Fuck you.
You know, admitting your feelings is the first step. It's not always easy, but it's good for you.
Thanks, Jack. The first step in what, though?
The first step in really staying with me. Forever.
He's gonna kill us.
You do want that, don't you?
Yeah, I think I do. So what does this mean?
It means, well, I guess it means that we're really together now,
He smiles innocently. You mean, like, a couple?
If you want it, we can be.
It'd be really, like, a really cheap movie date. Because we only got paid for one ticket. I feel stupid and blushy. The way he cocks his head like a puppy at that sentiment. Oh, wow. This is just really happening.
Can I ask you to do something for me?
No. Sorry, I had an itch. Yeah, sure.
Can you say it? I'd like to hear you say it, just so I know for real.
I love you?
Yeah, but for me, if it's okay, you know?
I bet this is some kind of pact with the devil. It's like inviting a vampire in. You have to literally say that they're welcome in. He says it's okay to say it. So I guess at this point I might as well. right? I love you, Jack? He softens to the point of looking like he's gonna melt.
Just like that.
I don't like the way you said that. Before I know what's what, he leans in and gives me a quick but sweet kiss. It's almost bashful, but it's genuine, and it feels so real against my lips that even after he's pulled away, I can still feel them. He looks away, a bit shy about it all, I figure.
You know, maybe this is a bit silly to admit, but some part of me was hoping you felt that way.
Why is that silly?
Nobody will understand what we have, but that's okay. All that matters is how I make your heart feel.
Yay!
It feels good right now, doesn't it?
Does it? Good is an understatement. I'm nervous and excited, and I don't have time to think anymore about it before another customer comes in. Shit. Welcome on, welcome all to Pop-Up's Big Top Yogurtopia. I get to doing my job at that point. Out of the corner of my eye, Jack still lingers. There's nothing really left to say. Nothing that can be given the proper attention that it deserves like this. That is. The rest of the day goes by quietly. There's a silent anticipation to pick up the conversation in a more private environment later. I can't help but feel odd when I'm grounded in reality. Things I can see and hear and touch for myself. At the moment, Jack is all that I can see. He's the most real thing there is. But after that, when anything else has my attention, I can see the utter ludicrousness of the situation. Is it intoxicating? Is that what this is? What is this dreamy haze that I find myself consumed by when it comes to him? And I still don't quite know what he is. No, I really shouldn't be giving him this kind of power over me.
Why not?
Whoa. Jack!
If it feels good, then it must be good for you.
No.
So many people walk around so sad and unhappy. You don't want to end up like them, do you? Someday, you'll know why I'm doing this. But for now, trust me when I say that it's all for you.
Well then.
I do it because I care about you. I never want you to be alone. And have I ever lied to you?
I don't fucking know, man. Okay, I thought that was gonna be the end of it. I'm gonna be honest. This is only supposed to be like a 30-minute-ish playthrough. I get home around 7 at night. The day saw little fanfare overall, but I had to do all of Carol's usual chores. Those took a little longer than expected because she never does them to begin with. I'm dead tired when I get in through the door. Oh god, I want to die. Is it too late to die now? I'm ready for death. I flop onto the couch with little hesitation or regard for the mass that makes up my body.
I'm afraid I can't let you do that.
What? When I look up from the cushion I was mashing my face into, I see Jack knelt next to me. Yep, he's still just as vividly technicolored as ever. What I'm not ready for is when he actually does yet another thing I had no idea he could do. He scoops me up in his arms and holds me. Yeah, that's pretty interesting. Bridal style and all. But wait a second!
What?
I'm tired, but I can walk at the very least.
I know. I just figured, I know I couldn't really help you do all that much today. This is the least I could do.
Aw. I'm suspicious. I don't know why, but I'm suspicious. Maybe, even as nice as he is, I'm not used to the idea of trusting another person enough to let them do this kind of thing. But then again, this is Jack. Sunny Day Jack. He's not the kind of guy to just drop you or hurt you or throw you away, is he? My thoughts are interrupted by a peck on the cheek, courtesy of the blue-haired beau currently holding me.
Having you all to myself is nice too.
I try not to squirm or squeak as he plants one more kiss on the base of my neck. Shit, Jack!
What? You don't like it?
He doesn't move. He mumbles into my skin. No, it's just...
Remember, I can't do anything you don't want me to.
Is that true? He kisses upwards slowly and tenderly. My hands grip the collar of his jacket as I attempt to persuade him away. Okay, yeah, I know, but not here. He stops for now, smiling down at me. He doesn't even seem fazed by the request.
As you wish.
Just because he stops kissing, though, it doesn't mean he puts me down entirely. Jack carries me, coat and bag and all, to the bedroom. It's kind of nice, though. Shit, he's carrying me to the bedroom! Ah! That's not going in the video. I try not to let my mind race with all the implications. I fail miserably when I consider the fact he's strong enough to carry me. The way his lips are warm and wet against my skin. Gross.
Oh, gosh.
Blech. The sun is back with a vengeance. It jabs through my eyelids like a crowbar, not causing them to open but disturbing my sleep. And those damn birds are back, chirping and being all cheery and shit. Ugh. Fuck it. I don't want to move. I'm utterly exhausted. Anyway, and warm. And for once, it's not because of blankets or heater or the sun. I feel Jack's arm strewn over me, heavy and muscular as it is. He doesn't need to even hold on to me. He'd be able to keep me there like that. But he holds on tightly anyway. I can feel his bare chest moving against mine, his legs sandwiched between mine, just like mine is between his. I don't think he could get any closer with someone. It's almost silly to be like this with him. He's asleep, I gather. Can he even sleep? He's not moving and he's not waking me up, but I don't need to check. I'm not ready to open my eyes just yet. Let me stay here with him forever. Who the fuck is it? Or not. Yep, that's the front door. At this point, reality has set in. Reluctantly, I sit up, or do my best to. Jack clings on to me like a child.
Where are you going?
Bro, you're naked! That'll fix him.
It's...
Also, why is he still wearing his gloves?
It's still pretty early, isn't it?
Yeah, but that might be something important.
I guess.
Aww. He sits up with me. Oh god, he's just... Yep! He's definitely is still naked. Something about seeing this way during the day is very different. He stays in bed while I go to throw on my pajamas. I don't bother with the undergarment portions. This might just be the male guy after all. He looks a little sleepy still. Aw. I'll be back, okay? He yawns and stretches and nods.
Of course. I'll be here.
That's nice. I leave him to his own devices, gunning through the kitchen and to the front door. I'm coming! I shout through the door, swinging it open without a second thought.
It's about time.
Nani? Oh, shit! Who's this? Sean?
Yeah? Who else?
He stands there coolly, a duffel bag, a plastic carrier, and backpack in tow.
Don't worry. I got most of my stuff in storage.
Are you the new roommate? Is that what's happening right now?
I just need a few things. I'm in the middle of a production, so I couldn't put everything away.
Right. What is happening? I completely forgot I had said Sean could stay with me for a bit while he looks for a place in my area. And he was supposed to be coming today. Jesus Christ, I fucked that up.
Hey, you okay? You look like you're about to fall asleep on me.
Well, I did just wake the fuck up. Fuck. Yeah, oh no, yeah, I just woke up, sorry.
You didn't forget I was coming today, did you?
No way. Never. He's so disappointed.
Jeez, nice to know you're still a total space case, huh?
He laughs it off like it's nothing. Thank God.
Listen, seriously, thanks for helping me out here. I promise, I've already got showings set up, and I'll be doing a lot of shooting during the day, so hopefully I'll be gone most of the day too. I'll be out of your hair in no time.
Wonder if he's a photographer or if he's like a model or maybe an actor. I don't know how to casually say that he's welcome in my hair whenever he wants for as long as he wants. He's probably the best roomie I've ever had, but also... Mew? Meow! The plastic carrier Sean is carrying stirs as he sets it down cautiously on the couch. Meow.
Oh, little baby, you're all shook up, huh? It's okay, Daddy's still here.
Precious! Sean coaxes out a little gray cat from the carrier. Look at the baby! Whoa! 10 out of 10. Best game ever. Sean's always had a thing for cats, but had always cautioned against getting one. He didn't want to until he knew he had the time and money to support one. I want to see the little paws. Look at the little paws! Oh! Little Moon Pie was his personal triumph in that regard, and I remembered hearing all about it when he first brought her home. She was blind, but she was chatty, and she was soft.
Are you sure your landlord doesn't mind? I know this is all super sudden, but I don't want you to get in trouble for my sake.
Nah, she should be fine. You just make sure to get her a proper litter box later. I draw the line at sharing poop duty.
Damn. Fair, but also, damn.
Moonpie pitters out and gets to sniffing around. Sean gives her a head pat, but otherwise lets her start exploring. As her fuzzy little butt disappears behind a corner, I lean against the doorway for support. So, besides the cat, what else is new? You, still trying to do that one horror movie you were telling me about? Sean scoffs teasingly as he unzips one of his bags and begins rifling through it.
I have several. You're going to have to be more specific.
Oh, I forgot to move my camera back. Sorry. My brain is still not fully functioning as I retrieve the context necessary to process what he's saying to me. Right. I was degree hopping around that time, but Sean was going in for film, wasn't he? Sean and I went to college together, but he actually had a passion for his degree. We hung out a lot, especially when Ian first moved away and things got a bit lonely. But then one of his short films got popular online. He started making movies and now, well, he does it for a living. Cool. And that's as much context as I can process right now. I'm tired and sans caffeine. Dude, I feel like 10 butts right now. Cut me some slack.
Well, hey, that makes two of us.
That makes 20 butts. That's a lot of butts.
I just got off an 8-hour plane ride. I'm just better at pretending to be human than you.
Oh, wow, okay. It's true, he is. I one time saw him pull an all-nighter, then get up and head to class in the same clothes as the day before. Then he bought me lunch, like I was the one who needed it. Maybe it's because you watch all that horror stuff. How do you even know that you don't watch those as examples of what not to do? How do I even know?
That's just the thing. You don't! Shit.
Okay. I stifle a laugh as he chokes to death, then resumes his act. He faints onto the couch, clutching his chest dramatically.
But being an immortal creature of the night comes at a price. A hefty price.
What's the price? What? Like your soul?
Actually, more like a cortado, 3 vanilla bean scones, and a panini. And you have to eat half the panini because I'm not feeling a whole panini.
Oh, okay.
But I'll feel bad if I have to throw it away.
Yeah, that's fair. No, valid. Oh, man. I did this a couple of times with my husband, but we don't usually eat the same foods. Like, we have very different tastes in foods. But, like, we went to Wendy's, and we split a burger and a chicken sandwich, so I got to eat a burger and a chicken sandwich, but it was half of each, so it wasn't too, like, way too much food. That's the best. Oh, so, like, 1367.
Yes, because you forgot I was coming. Yes.
Wow, immortality sure is cheap. Remind me why anyone bothers looking for the Holy Grail.
Beats me. Lack of originality. Lazy writers.
We both laugh some more about it. God, it's like old times. It's refreshing.
How are you holding up?
What do you mean?
After, you know, Ian,
Oh,
you, ever figure that out?
nope, never.
I know things got really busy all of a sudden, and I've missed you. But, I don't know, maybe I'm just being silly about it. I really should have been there more for you.
Aw, dude, don't say that. You were doing so well. You had your dream come true. Who cares about a little petty gossip?
It's not petty gossip, it's important to you. And you're important to me.
Emotions? Ooh. I can't handle emotions. Why do I keep playing games with emotionally driven characters?
Sorry I left you here to deal with this. And I don't care if you care or not. I want to make it up to you while I'm here.
How are you gonna do that, bud? His sincerity rings true, but beyond his tone. This was the guy who held me when I cried, had couch sleepovers with me when I refused to sleep in my big bed alone. He was the only one I had back then.
Please let me make it up to you.
Well, now you have Jack. Bitch. Oh no. His pupils dilate, his trademark kitty face.
Please.
With the little tongue. Sean, wait. Don't do this.
But you've given me so many ear scritches.
What the fuck?
I just want to give you one in the heart.
You want to scratch my heart? Is he purring? I can't do this. I cannot fight the urge. When he opens his arms, I grab the goth butterball and scoop him up. Or try to. He does most of the scooping, and with that, the duo is reunited. Thanks for coming. No matter why you came, thank you.
You're welcome. Forever and always.
Don't make this more intimate than it has to be. It's too stressful.
Who's this?
Poor Jackie. He probably feels so upset right now. Oh no! That's the end! Dang it! Cool. I know that there's supposed to be... Oh! This is... You are my sunshine. But I think it's on a kalimba. I have one, and I've learned this song. Cute. Sorry, I got really distracted. That's really sweet. That ending song. But also, it's kind of creepy when played on a kalimba.
Tonight, local police detained a young man, now identified as 25-year-old Nick Herrera, after receiving multiple calls from concerned individuals who had seen him running through the street, barefoot and wailing in anguish. Herrera was found outside of an apartment complex and attempted to flee when approached. However, he was seemingly unable to even walk in a straight line. When asked, law enforcement was unable to link Herrera's condition to illicit substances and found no traces of drugs or other inhibitors at the scene or at Herrera's home 2 miles away. Herrera has been sedated and hospitalized to treat gashes on his face, described as likely self-inflicted and claw-like. Witnesses claim the young man had been screaming and rambling for over an hour, mentioning nightmares and bad dreams, begging an unknown entity to make them go away. Law enforcement has made no comment as to Herrera's fate after his treatment, but when speaking to family members, they offered the following comment. We are shocked and frankly terrified by this. Nick has always been kind, compassionate, and above all, quiet. Our hearts bleed to think that he may have been long enduring some unknown torment which could drive him to such a state. It's the only explanation for such a drastic change of demeanor.
Wild. Wild. So I wonder if Jack is like a dream demon of some kind. Cool. Yeah, okay, so this is supposed to be supernatural based. I wonder if all of the romantic interests are all supernaturals. That'd be really interesting. I only think that because he was purring. Anyway, thank you all for coming out and playing with me. Let me know what you think of the game down below. If you want to play it for yourself, the first link in the description will take you to the itch.io page. Support the devs. Leave them a review. Tell them what you think. So that they feel extra motivated to work on the game. Which I'm sure they're going to do with or without your help. But, like, it's always nice to get positive feedback and encouragement. Anyway, make sure you stretch, drink your water, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you all in the next one, okay? Bye!